I almost hit our intro without adding us back into the stream, and that would have been embarrassing.
That would have been
for everyone.
awkward. So awkward.
Amateur hour.
That's what it feels like when I run the show sometimes, I guess. So, hey everybody, welcome to Age of Geek.
Hello.
Do we do intros? I'm Jake. I'll introduce myself.
I'm Marlee.
Okay, and on to our topic. I'm Steph, and we have a guest. I have a guest with us tonight, and it's my husband Blake.
Hello.
Hi, Blake.
I like that we introduce Blake as like a guest because he's never been on here before or taken over the show or
What is
long
this
time
that we're
listener,
doing?
first time caller.
Blake, would you like to introduce yourself a little bit?
Hi, I'm Blake. This is my first time being on a podcast.
Yeah,
That's
Jake
great.
didn't clarify this is Age of Geek, the podcast, which I feel is necessary in every
I think
podcast.
I said welcome to Age of Geek. Does that not count?
The podcast.
If you have
Okay.
gotten this far and you didn't know it was a podcast,
Yeah,
You-
like if
you do not know how to use technology.
I know that Steph likes to specify that it's the podcast, and I understand. So this is Age of Geek, the podcast. I apologize, dear listeners, for not clarifying that before. If you were thinking this was Age of Geek radio serial, I'm sorry. That is not what this is. This is a
Isn't that
podcast.
kind of just what a podcast is at this point, though?
That's our project for next year.
So we just, on Movies That Make Us, just talked about Wayne's World. And I kind of feel
Oh.
like a video podcast like we do is basically like the local access cable show that Wayne and Garth did. It's kind of like we just do what we want. Nobody can really stop us. That's what a podcast kind of is. It fills that niche of
It really
Anybody can do it.
does.
I feel that.
so,
I want to be Wayne then.
totally.
Yeah.
And then is Blake Garth then in this instance with you as always?
Obviously.
By default.
Well, perfect. So we've got Steph and Blake, otherwise known as Wayne and Garth. So
Yes.
welcome.
And for
Welcome.
anyone who was born past like 1995, that's probably not a reference you understand.
Speaking of birthdays, this is not the episode that Blake and I will be taking over in honor of our birthday, even though we're recording it the day before our birthday and it's coming out the day after our birthday. So, but this is not our birthday.
You're just
episode, Blake.
arbitrarily choosing one to celebrate our birthday.
Well, yeah. So
Yes.
I thought we would do it this week, but they moved it to the schedule for next week in a meeting that I wasn't a part of. It's fine. And so now we're doing what we're looking forward to in 2023, which is not our birthday because it will be after this,
Yes.
or this episode will be after our birthday.
By the time you're listening to this, we will have aged.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, with all of this,
Oh,
you know, fanfare of your guys' birthday and whatnot, why don't we just say this is, you know, we're celebrating your birthday all month long here at Age of Geek.
Oh.
Our birthday, I think that fits. I'm good with that.
Because we're talking a lot about it right now. It's actually this week. I'm sure we'll talk about it all over our Discord, which, hey guys, we have a Discord if you want to join. It's the
Hey,
Age
that
of
was-
Geek
that was neat.
Discord.
Please don't
Um,
confuse the Age of Geek Discord with the Age of Geek podcast.
No,
Right. That's important.
Exactly.
I
That's
think they have
important.
different websites too. I think it's, let's see, I think it's discord.ageofgeek.com. If you
It
want
might
to
be-
join, I think that's
It
the
might be
link.
discord.com/Age of Geek. No,
No,
discord.ageofgeek.com.
I think so. I'm going to test it real quick.
All right.
We have
right.
a
But-
picture going on the bottom if you're watching this on video.
Well, yeah, but we homemade that, so it might still be wrong.
Oh, it's right.
Well,
All right.
No one, no one go
Listen.
to that.
That was just.
Listen, as of now,
I'll edit
I'm
that in post.
I'm officially in my 40s, which means I'm too old to know how stuff works anymore. So there you go. I don't know. Don't look to me to know how the websites work. But we also have an Age of Geek, the website. I feel like this is turning into an episode of Spaceballs. We've got Age of Geek, the podcast, Age of Geek, the Discord channel, Age of Geek, the website. Coming soon to you, Age of Geek, the lunchbox.
Yeah, I mean, Age
Great.
of Geek, the merch.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, I am wearing my Age of Geek shirt. You
Steph's
can
wearing
see it
Age
with
of Geek, the
logo.
shirt.
They match.
Look at you.
But you can't buy this anywhere. Sorry.
I mean, we bought ours from someone locally.
We went from next level marketing with Marlee bringing up the Discord channel and segueing what really well into that to like subpar marketing by selling merch that we don't have.
I think
So.
this is an example of supply and demand. So if they demand it, we'll supply it.
Sure.
We don't already supply it because no one's demanding it yet.
Maybe they haven't demanded it yet because it doesn't exist.
Wow. This is a whole Ouroboros.
Next time we have a podcast, we'll have a marketer on, and they can explain how to sell things.
Hey, you are a marketer.
Not very
Well,
good.
he's going to be on the next episode, so this works out.
Since we brought up the next episode, why don't you guys make a plug for your next episode?
Oh, well, it's going to be a hot book
The one
takes.
that you were supposed to record tonight, but we moved for you guys.
Steph has very roughly explained to me what it is. We're talking about Sanderson books.
Yeah,
Which
is
what we end up talking
already.
about anyways every time.
Exactly. That isn't this what your whole hot book takes thing is?
Well, it's supposed to be other stuff besides Sanderson, but we just haven't gotten there yet.
Hot Sanderson takes.
You know what?
Hot
Brando
Sanderson.
Sando has had a really big 2023 so far. So
Well, he's calling it the year of Sanderson, which is very presumptuous to
He
call
is?
something year
Yeah,
old.
he is.
Yeah, he is. This is the year of Sanderson. So,
Is this
but-
when I should finally read a Sanderson book?
The Steph's going to.
I have 3
Yeah.
books on my TBR list right now, and the 4th one is Warbringer.
Hold on,
Breaker.
wait, time out. You have 3 books on your TBR list, and the 4th one is Warbreaker,
So I have
which means
4,
it's not
but
really on your TBR list.
the 4th one is Warbreaker.
Okay.
Are the other 3 Mistborn Way of Kings?
No.
And Elantris? Because if not, what are we doing here?
What are we
No.
What's
doing?
happening?
I'll tell you what they are. The Trevor Noah's Born a Crime, the Little Thieves.
Hey, I'm reading that
and,
right now.
Sarah J. Maas, Crescent City.
Where do you have that?
Audible.
Yours or Blake's?
Mine. Marlee can read it because she has access to my Audible, but sorry, dear listeners, you cannot.
Friends at Audible,
Now,
we
I
are
have
not
a
promoting
TBR.
account sharing.
Marlee and I
Just-
are actually married, so it's fine. to
It's
share.
fine. We share everything.
What is this?
I don't know. Next week, when they tune into our Sanderson discussion of what Audible is,
Yeah.
I really
Well,
don't think we're going to be Team Audible by the time the month is out.
No, well, and that might be okay because I think there's a lot to talk about with Sanderson and Audible right now.
Yeah,
Would you say that's a
So-
hot take?
I would say it's a hot take.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot going on there. And I think that's probably what we'll talk about the most is what he's talked about with audiobooks and Audible in general. However, Marlee, if you're looking for a good book to read that's by Sanderson, there's a lot to choose from. But the new one that just came out, Tress of the Emerald Sea, was pretty solid.
Have you
Is
read-
it? Well, that's his first secret book, right?
Yeah, that's Secret Project
Oh.
number 1.
So
And
is it
what-
available anywhere?
It will be soon. I can't remember what the dates are that it will
Oh,
be
so you
available.
backed his Kickstarter.
I did.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
was a
wanna talk
poor
about it.
fan and didn't back
Oh.
him.
It's okay.
Will it
was
come in
expensive.
audio form?
Yeah, so it's
You'll have to
it
tune in
does.
next week to hear
To
about
find
that.
It does, and it's very interesting. And if you want to find out why it's interesting, Marlee, then you, along with everyone else, will need to tune in next week to find out what's interesting about the audio book for Tress of the Emerald Sea.
I have a question
tell you
about
off
it,
the
and
air,
then we
too.
can move on to other things.
Okay,
What planet does it take place on?
it's a brand new planet.
Okay, cool.
I don't
So-
remember. Yeah, it's a totally
So
new
new
planet. I don't remember the
everything.
name. Yeah, so yeah, new characters.
Interesting. That man has too much creativity.
He does, and you
I
read.
don't
and
know
you're like,
how he's
this
able
just-
to keep going.
If the other 3 are as good as this one, it's pretty impressive. This set the
Yeah.
bar pretty high for the other 3. So
Interesting.
I need you guys to make me a list of which Branderson book I'm supposed to start with
It's
because I
not-
don't
Or
know.
a tree. If you
Again,
will.
we could have an entire podcast about which book you're supposed to start.
Okay,
So-
okay, no, which one you think I should start with?
yeah,
Okay.
so I think you should start with either Warbreaker or Mistborn.
Yeah.
I think that's where you should start.
I agree with that.
And then I need to know what one to read after that. So I need you guys to make me a list, please.
Oh, okay.
Well, this ties in nicely because that's something you guys are looking forward to. in 2023.
Is the year of Sanderson.
Branderson.
Dude, our segues tonight.
Yeah, they're next level. Chef's kiss for sure.
We've never done this before.
Yeah, it is. And that's what we're talking about tonight is the stuff that we're looking forward to in 2023. And there's a lot of really good stuff happening. Steph, I know you just had a great conversation tonight about the stuff that you and some other people are looking forward to. And I know that got you excited and primed for this episode. So that'll be really good. What are some of the things you're looking forward to? That was a bad segue
to a question. Wow.
I know. We were doing so well.
Doing so good.
So me and my cousins were together tonight for a family dinner, and we started talking.
Celebrating my birthday.
Happy birthday, Blake.
Thank you.
And we started talking about some video games that we're looking forward to, and they had choices that I didn't necessarily care about. But some of the video games, especially ones that are coming out soon, Hogwarts
Legacy
is coming out.
That one's on my list.
Yes, next month, not next week, next month.
February 10th.
Yes, and that's supposed to be an open world Hogwarts RPG, and it's supposed to be real good. From all the things I've heard so far, it's a really fun one. I don't know if it'll be more story driven or RPG heavy, but I think it should be. It's the kind of game that I think Harry Potter fans have been looking for since the books have come out.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it's awesome. I think
I've
it'll
heard
be a lot of fun.
I've heard one negative, and I want your thoughts because you're way more of a Harry Potter fan than I am.
Correct.
I hear it doesn't have Quidditch.
I did hear that too.
So what are your thoughts? Does Hogwarts and the Wizarding World have to have Quidditch?
I think Quidditch would have been way fun.
Yeah.
They could have done something.
I know you get to like ride on your broom and fly around, but I guess like the actual game of Quidditch, you cannot.
It is kind of weird. It is kind of weird that that's not going to be a part of it. Maybe there'll be a DLC in the future.
Yeah, that is something
that will allow that.
It just feels like it would fit so well, Like,
yeah.
Wasn't there like a whole Quidditch game for like the PS2 years and years ago?
Probably.
I know people play Quidditch in real life.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We actually have a friend who's a Quidditch referee in real life.
Real magic brooms.
No.
Yeah, Marlee. Real magic brooms.
Yeah. You heard me.
All right.
No, the thing I think I'm really excited about with Hogwarts Legacy is because I think you can choose your house that you can.
Which I kind of don't like.
I like that.
We've all taken sorting quizzes that we all know kind of the questions that lead to the answer we want to get. Let's be honest about that.
But like Marlee and I are both Slytherin. We know that.
Yes.
But I feel like I shouldn't purposely choose that. It should just be given to me.
No, if you were to have read the books, you would know that not all Slytherins are evil. Just more evil people come from Slytherin than the other houses. So,
nobody said anything about evil people.
Not all Slytherins.
I just want to go into the Slytherin common room and have go explore that because we've already seen the Gryffindor one. So why can't, I think it'll just be fun to see a different side of Hogwarts.
You actually do see the Slytherin common room in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince.
I guess that's true.
But what she's saying is she wants to slither into the common room.
Oh, ayo.
Yes, that is exactly what I was saying.
She wants someone in their cloak of invisibility and nothing else. Oh.
Quidditch World Cup came out in 2003. It was available on GameCube, PlayStation 2, and Xbox, as well as Microsoft Windows. So,
now
you need Quidditch in a game.
5. So think about PlayStation 2.
Yeah, the controller is almost exactly the same, really, when you think about it. Not much has changed as you're sitting there holding it has, and it's much better on the PS5, obviously. So I don't know why they didn't include it.
Jake, what's your house?
I'm Ravenclaw.
Did
you not know? Come on, Steph, it's obvious.
Oh,
it's obvious.
Well, what's my house then if it's so obvious?
Gryffindor.
Oh yeah, that is true.
I was gonna say if it's not Gryffindor, it's Hufflepuff.
I'm a very strong Griffin puff. So
Yeah.
there you go.
What's your house, Blake? Have you taken a quiz to see what house you
Yeah,
are?
I'm Slytherin.
Slytherin.
Like definitely Slytherin. So
Okay.
and
Yeah.
I think both our children are Slytherins. So far.
Arya definitely is.
Yes, she is.
My oldest daughter is Hufflepuff, and she is like Hufflepuff pride. Like she is so
That's so
proud to be
cute.
Hufflepuff, and it's awesome. So, but my wife every time she takes any quiz, like she took one time that was like one of those stupid quizzes you take online. It was like, tell us your favorite Pop-Tarts and we'll tell you what Harry Potter house you are or whatever. And every type of quiz that she takes, it's always Ravenclaw. She's like the most Ravenclaw person. Like you said you were a Griffin Puff. We took one of those tests to see which two houses she was, and she was a Ravenclaw. I mean, it's just who she is.
Oh my
And I love her.
goodness.
I wouldn't
I feel
change
like that's
anything
a
about her.
great partner to have.
Yeah,
Not a
she's
Slytherin.
fantastic. So
Hey. I mean, I'm more of a Slytherin anyways. I'm like 80% Slytherin, though. But I married a Hufflepuff, so actually I think he's a Huffledore too. Anyways.
Is Hufflepuff like the silly ones?
I feel like Jason's a very strong Hufflepuff.
But he also has
Yeah.
enough Gryffindor
They're
in
The
him though,
golden
too.
retriever of Harry Potter houses. You like them,
Yeah.
they're lovable, you want them around you.
yeah, like you don't not like the Hufflepuffs because they're great.
No.
They're super nice and friendly, and yeah.
Do you like me then? Because I'm a bad boy.
I did always say
Why did everyone laugh? Why did everyone laugh so hard?
I wonder
Okay.
why.
Got it.
Oh,
Because I'm
goodness.
mischievous.
there we go. When we first were
You're
dating,
driven and determined is probably a better way to.
There we go.
when we were
Yeah.
first dating, I told him he was very mysterious.
But then she just found out that there was nothing else to me. Like the mystery was that it was just empty.
I no longer
And the rest is history.
She was telling all of her friends, "I'm dating this new mysterious bad boy. He's just
Exactly.
No, it was
Basically.
not a mystery. I knew Blake before they started dating.
Yeah.
Ed Barley's response was, "When did you stop dating Blake?" And it was,
Anyways, enough with Hogwarts.
enough with heart. I will say I mentioned that game to my wife and I said, should we get that for you? Because she's a big Harry Potter fan. And her concern was like, I would like to, but I'm afraid that I would spend too much time playing it. And so I feel like I need to get it for her because she doesn't play any video games. And so it would
You
be a
should
good
get it for
foray
her.
into some video game playing for her.
Do
So
it. It'd be a lot of fun.
And you guys have a PS5, right?
we do.
Yeah, I
We
think
do.
you definitely should get it. It'd be fun.
All right, done. We're gonna
You're
get
sold.
it February
now you have
10th.
to do it because all three of us told you to.
Before the
And
end
now,
of the
now
month,
it's
you
out
have to
there. Like
pre-order
I
it.
can't even deny it. It's out there. So it's too late for me
So-
now.
Another thing that comes out in February that I'm excited for. Did you guys see that segue?
Are we taking it
Um,
month by month? Is that what
I
we're
don't
doing
think it's
now?
a segue if you just say another thing and then just move to the next topic.
Let me talk about it. I'm excited. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania comes out February 17th. So that's like our next Marvel movie.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for this one. It
Oh.
looks really
Are my
different.
comics in here?
Yeah.
Stay here. Keep talking about Quantumania.
So while
That nice
Sanderson has
cherry
claimed
bomb.
2023 to be the year of Sanderson, I think Jonathan Majors could claim it as the year of Jonathan Majors because we've got Quantumania where he's playing Kang the Conqueror,
Oh, that Jonathan Major. I was thinking of it. Yeah, anyways.
and then he is also going to be in Creed 3 this year,
Oh,
playing
okay.
opposite Michael B.
We
Jordan.
passed a poster of Creed 3 yesterday, and I told Blake I've never seen any of the Creeds, but we could definitely get that poster for our house because Michael B. Jordan happens to be shirtless.
Well, so
Oh.
you would really enjoy all of the Creed movies. I don't know why
Maybe
you
I
haven't
can
seen
pick out
them.
a boxing with Michael
Yeah,
B. Jordan.
I think we need to watch them.
Okay.
Anyways, the reason I
You
got
definitely
excited,
should, but
I
okay.
picked this up.
It's a King the Conqueror.
King of Conqueror. This is the first appearance of Kang the Conqueror.
Wow.
Ooh.
And I was so excited when I was able to get this because it's like one of the higher end books, but this is like a really, 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 really beat up copy. So I was able to get it for a price I could afford. So
Nice.
it's cool to have like a historical piece.
Yeah.
Even
It
though,
is cool.
I mean, I don't know if you can see, but there's like crayon like right here that like a kid drew on and stuff.
Yeah. I'm just surprised that it's a historical Marvel piece. I just never expect that from you, Blake.
I know. It's surprising and a little bit unsettling, but
Guys, Blake is mysterious.
I am
That's
mysterious.
part of his his mystique.
This is part of my
is-
bad boy coming out.
Yeah.
Buying a Marvel comic.
The comic bad
So-
boys.
So Marlee, we interrupted you kind of. Not I mean, we were nice about it. But what are you looking forward to with Ant-Man and the Wasp and Quantumania?
Oh, just that. I mean, I've enjoyed the last two Ant-Man movies. I think they've been a lot of fun. Plus, Paul Rudd is a treasure. But also, I think we're finally, hopefully, going to see more of the bigger picture that we've been
Mhm.
kind of waiting for with Marvel, especially
is this
with
the
Kang.
start of Phase 5?
Yes.
Yes,
This
this
is the
is the
very
official
first one that
start of.
starts it.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm like really hoping that it's going to be a good start to the Phase 5, especially because we all know that there's a lot of controversy and feelings about Phase 4.
Yeah,
Right?
and I'm glad that they're starting Phase 5 with this one instead of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3,
Yeah.
which is also coming out later this year,
Mm-hmm.
because that is going to be kind of the end of the trilogy that James Gunn is doing. Obviously, he's not going to be doing more Marvel movies. Apparently, some conflict of interest there. But
I don't want to talk about him.
I think there's going to be some emotional stuff happening in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And Phase 4 was a very emotional,
Gamora already
traumatic
died. What else
phase.
could happen?
I mean, she's alive.
What's that?
She's fine.
Gamora's
Well,
already dead.
They're going to find
Spoiler.
a different Gamora. They're going to find a different Gamora.
They already did.
Right. They found a different Gamora. So,
It's an old one.
yeah, it's an old, younger Gamora.
So speaking of other things Marlee loves, I'm surprised this wasn't your first thing to mention.
The thing that comes out next week?
Yeah.
A week from today?
Yeah.
Blake's birthday?
No,
Yeah,
a week from
my
today.
birthday.
The Last of Us HBO series airs next week on the 15th.
Yep.
I am very excited. I was actually just telling Jason, I'm like, we should have like a premiere party together. Just me and him. We'll make popcorn or something. I don't know. It'll be fun.
So there are two things that I will say about it. The commercials make it look really, really good. The volume of commercials make me really nervous that it's not very good, because there are so many commercials for it and they are selling it pretty hardcore.
Oh, I feel like I haven't seen like very many at all.
Well,
I
apparently what we've been watching, we've seen a lot of commercials.
never
I don't
watch
know.
TV. I'm always reading books and
That's a lie.
studying history.
You got your scriptures out?
Listen, I think the problem is, Steph, I don't watch the same shows that you watch. I don't watch The Circle.
You don't
or
watch RuPaul's
90 Day
Drag Race?
Fiancé. I've never seen it. I've heard it's entertaining. I'm not into a lot of the reality TV. I just want to preface, I don't watch RuPaul Drag Race because of him. I don't watch it because I don't watch a lot of reality TV at
Anything.
all. Any of the
Reality.
competition shows. So just before
And
we start
I
getting any
don't really
ideas
think
about
you
why.
I don't think the break of RuPaul's Drag Race would be The Last of Us. Like, that's
Yeah.
the commercial break.
They throw in just
Well,
the one ad they throw in there is an HBO
Remember,
show.
Reading is fundamental. Last of Us, will you survive the zombie apocalypse? I could see it. It's a good
But-
transition.
But the commercials look really good, and Nick Offerman's in it, so that's
Yeah.
a selling point as
Mhm.
well. I don't know if
Yeah.
he's a good guy or a bad guy. You guys probably do, but I don't know.
either.
I mean, do you want us to tell you?
Who
Yeah,
is he?
I don't think I'm gonna watch it. I'll
He's
be
like,
honest.
he's like an independent. He doesn't really have a
Yeah.
side, I don't think.
No,
That's
but
perfect.
it is interesting though because it's mentioned through lore, like notes and stuff in the game, that he has a husband or a partner. I guess he also maybe talks about him. I'm trying to remember, but you never see this person. But it looks like he's going to be in this show, like an actual actor will play his partner who's like on the other side of town or something. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing about video game to like TV shows. It's going to have to break from the story we love.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not,
will.
it can't follow the same path that Ellie, and what's his name again? I forgot. And just kidding. It's Joel. It can't follow the same path that Ellie and Joel follow, and we have to add more stories and
My
more
paws are right
characters
there.
to bring out the like a fuller series.
Well,
So-
yeah, because like in video games, when you're kind of going from point A to point B, you're usually like walking or you're stealthing or you're going through a building and getting loot and other items.
I would love to see
And
them
it's like-
like stealth most of the time, like have
Yeah.
to crouch down and like
Yeah, like that would make. I mean, I'm
like
sure
that's
they'll
how they
do
move
some
from
of
one place
that.
to another.
I hope there's a lot of
But
crouching.
this show,
Yeah,
Both
they
of
can't
them,
make a TV
Pedro
show like that.
Pascal and the cute girl from Game of Thrones are just gonna have like huge quads.
Oh my
and
gosh.
a donk from just all the crouching they have to do.
Always be crouching. But yeah, no, that doesn't make a TV show. So they've got to do something. They've got to add in some substance,
yeah.
you know? And so like, I don't know. I think it's going to be a fun show. I don't even care if it doesn't follow it totally. I'm just excited to see the portrayal.
So typically with video game adaptations that come to the big screen in some form or fashion, or come to the screen, I should say, it's usually a movie. Do you feel, as a fan of Last of Us, and I know, like Marlee, you're the biggest fan of Last of Us that I know.
Yeah.
There may be bigger fans, but you're the biggest fan I know. Do you feel like this is the right choice to do it as a series as opposed to doing it as a movie?
Oh, totally.
I think so
Okay.
too.
Yeah, because there's, even though like, yeah, there's a lot of just like traveling around and stuff, like there's still enough going on that they would really be pressed for time if they pushed it all in one movie.
I think this is really good timing on HBO's part to have this come out right now, because The Walking Dead just finished. And I
Mhm.
think this kind of has the same kind of vibe as The Walking Dead a little bit. And
I
I think
if I
that'll
remember
get some of
right,
that audience over there.
yeah, for sure. I think if I remember hearing right, they actually had some of the I don't know what they're called, special effects people who like put on the makeup of the zombies from Walking Dead. I think some of them worked on Last of Us or something like that. Like I think there was some sort of
I'm not
I'm
sure if there's
excited.
I'm not sure
Just-
if there's a more technical term than makeup artist, but that might be the term.
maybe that's what it is. I'm like, it's not special effects because that's digital.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
excited to
it's
see
digital
them
now.
bring the
Wasn't
clickers
always.
to life because they're super creepy in the game. There's
Mhm.
like 2 or 3 different types of clickers too, and they all get increasingly creepier. And then I hope that it gets continued on at least for a season. Why are we laughing?
Because this is where I feel really old, because you keep saying clickers and I'm picturing a remote control, because that's what my grandparents called it, was a clicker. Pass me the clicker. And so every time you say clickers, and they've been
They're
really
so
scary.
spooky.
Yeah, like it's-
There's stalkers, there's
so I'm picturing
runners,
like a zombified remote control
Remote
for
control.
a TV.
there's
They do this
bloaters.
weird clicking thing to communicate with each other.
So that's why they're called
And
clickers.
Blake will demonstrate it now.
I cannot. Okay.
Stop that.
No, that's not it.
Spot
Oh my
on.
goodness.
I hope it gets carried on for at least a season 2 or 3 so that they can
Get in part 2.
do Last of Us Part 2 story.
Well, the good
'cause-
news is it's on HBO Max and not on Netflix, because Netflix likes to take those shows that are really successful that everybody really likes and just cancel them.
yeah.
after a
Or-
season.
Sad.
Or in the second season, Joel will be played by Liam Neeson. Just a
Perfect.
completely
Liam
different
Perfect.
person.
Liam Hemsworth.
Nope, they just like Liams.
Oh, it just
They have a
Yeah, it
thing
does
with
have to be Liam
Liams.
Hemsworth. You
It couldn't
could
be
go in
Liam
two
Hemsworth,
different
he's too
directions.
young.
It could
You
be
can
a
go in two different
Hemsworth.
directions. You can go with another Liam or another Hemsworth. And
Yeah.
Blake chose to go with another Liam. And Liam
Exactly.
Neeson's a great choice.
Exactly. Hey, it was like the #1 name this year for babies.
Was it?
Liam?
Yes. You guys
That's
all
sad.
you guys all look dumb now.
Just gonna take
Oh
a
my
random
Yes,
baby.
That
to
that
play
was the
Joel.
moment That was the moment where we all started looking dumb. Was that moment right then?
Oh my goodness. You
Yeah,
know,
go ahead, Marlee.
I was going to change the subject. So if you were going to
That's
make a
fine.
comment.
I was going to try too as well, but you've got someplace to go, so let's do it.
Well, I was looking up online all the Marvel, so I'm going back to Marvel. So movies and TV shows coming out this year. There's not that much, unless I'm not looking at a good enough source. But like,
fine.
we already talked about Ant-Man and Guardians. Shush, Steph. And then also there's a TV show of the Marvels. That's it.
Yeah, so I think what we're going to start seeing. So last year we saw an abundance of that kind of stuff because of COVID. I think TV series, especially like the streaming series that Disney Plus did, they were easier to put together than trying to put out a big movie. Plus, we had a backlog of movies that they kind of sat on and were ready to put out last year. I think this year it's going to be slower with the movies that are coming out.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
So,
Yeah, because it seems kind of weird. It's like, yeah, we went from having like a Marvel TV show every other month to we get one this year.
yeah, and I'm okay with not having one every other month. Like I felt like it was a little much over the last couple of years.
It was hard to keep up with sometimes.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
to
we
talk to
definitely did
people,
not.
because there'd be people that you'd be like, "Oh, have you seen Moon Knight yet?" And they're like, "No."
Yeah, what did we not see? We didn't see Moon Knight. We didn't see WandaVision. We didn't
Such a
see
good one. That's a good
Hawkeye.
one. Yeah, I mean, they had parts of it that were good.
I think those
We
are the
haven't
only
watched
ones we
Miss
skipped.
Marvel.
We haven't watched Miss Marvel.
Oh, Steph, you would love Miss Marvel.
I think our favorite was
You would love
She-Hulk.
it.
She-Hulk was our favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, She-Hulk was good.
That one was good
Miss
too.
Marvel was pretty good too. I actually really liked Hawkeye.
Steph doesn't
So-
like Jeremy Renner, so we're not allowed to watch it in our house.
Well,
You
we
can
can't-
watch it. I just will probably
we
choose not
can't-
to.
We
when
can't say
he
right
got
now.
his-
We can't
when
say
he
that we
got
don't like
injured-
Jeremy
Not
Renner right
true.
now.
when
This
he
is
got
not
injured,
true.
I was
Don't,
reading the
This-
headline.
Blake, I don't know what you're
never
gonna
wish
say.
harm on anybody, no matter how I feel about them as human
so
beings.
nervous.
I was reading the headline and I was like, oh my gosh, Jeremy Renner was in an accident and he's in the hospital. And Steph looks me in the eyes and she goes, good.
I did not. I did not. I think I may have gone, oh, but I did not say good.
Yeah, that was about as
Hmm.
bad as I was thinking it was going to get. So
Yeah. This is who I live with.
wow.
And are married to and share children with.
So, anyways, we haven't seen Hawkeye.
Well,
Oh
Blake,
my
if you have some
goodness.
time that you'd like to watch it, I think it was pretty good.
Yeah.
So-
No, it's worth seeing. It just wasn't like one of my favorites.
Yeah. Well, Daredevil's coming out this year, isn't it? Or is it next year?
I don't know. I thought it was.
And I thought Echo at
too
least was
far
coming
away.
out this year.
You know what is coming out on Disney while Marlee looks up when Daredevil's coming out? Elemental.
Tell us.
And it looks adorable.
Oh, that one does
The
look
new Pixar?
good.
The new Pixar
20
one where the fire and the water
2024.
fall in love with each other.
I think
Yeah, that one does look really cute.
the animation in it, I don't know. Every Pixar movie, I feel like they step up their game in animation, which I don't know how they can. But this
Yeah.
one, it just looks so visually amazing. I just want to see it for that alone.
Yeah, I feel like every time I see a Pixar movie, I walk out and I think, well, they're not going to be able to top that with animation. Like we finally hit that plateau of like, this is as good as it's going to get. And then the next one comes out and I think they can't top that one. We
Yeah.
finally hit that and it just keeps moving up. So I don't know
Yeah.
how they're going to do it, but it does look amazing. The animation in this one. And I like the idea of a fire elemental and a water elemental falling in love. And that's
It
fun.
looks really cute.
You know what
Yeah.
hurts my heart though? Finding Nemo turns 20 this year.
Well, that would be great if we were doing an episode of things that hurt our heart in
I-
2023, but that is not.
We are talking about Pixar.
Keep it light,
We
Stephanie.
talked about Pixar and it needed to be added.
Yeah, Finding Nemo is a good movie, and it is
Thank
amazing that
you.
it's like I don't think of it as being 20 years old. I still think of it as a newer Pixar movie because it's not Toy Story. So everything post Toy Story is a newer Pixar movie for me. That's
Blake
a
doesn't
problem.
even acknowledge Toy Story 4.
I don't.
I never saw that one.
What?
You guys, it's again, I'm going to look like a bad guy.
Well, you are Slytherin, so that's fine.
Ooh.
But picks
Not that kind of.
Toy Story 4 is a garbage movie, and it's a hill I will die on. But it's for another podcast.
That's a hot take.
It's
Yeah,
not
but
a hot take. I can prove it. I have because of our children, I have watched Toy Story so many times. And Toy Story 4 literally poops on everything the previous 3 movies have. Anyways,
Oh my gosh.
I never
You
saw
sound
that
like-
one.
You sound like a Star Wars fan talking about The Last Jedi.
I do. I know I do. I sound like a crazy.
Oh my gosh.
person.
We need to do an episode on Disney hot takes because we could talk a lot about Cars stuff right now.
Oh my gosh. You guys,
Look,
cars?
I
There's
have
so many
nothing to
cars.
contribute to that.
There are a lot of cars.
There's so
Yeah.
many. And
And at least one of those movies didn't need to happen.
if you say Cars 2, I'm going to argue that you're wrong. Because it's
Blake,
my favorite Cars.
We need to do a hot Pixar takes episode where you and I just argue the Pixar movie.
Do it. I want to
Sounds
see
like
this.
we are not on the same page at all.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
so
And
funny.
if you lead with Cars 2 as my favorite of the Cars movies, I think that's a great place to start because we will jump right in.
You guys, I was wrong.
What were you wrong about?
That
The
there's
number of
only
Marvels.
one Marvel TV show
Mhm.
coming out this year.
Wow,
Mhm.
Marlee. Yes.
Echo is slated.
Sorry, if you're wrong, you get booted.
Wow. Steph makes wow. I was adding you back in. I think we
No.
added
Oh,
and
okay.
removed at the same time.
I was in another screen, so I didn't see this happening. So I don't know. Did I get cut off at all?
That was
you
Yeah,
weird.
I don't know what happened. It was a glitch.
You know how when we've been playing games on PS5, you like get booted?
Yeah, I think your internet might
I
be.
That's
think
'cause
your
I'm not-
internet might be going out.
That's because I'm not on a PS5. I'm on the stupid PS4, Blake, because someone
Oh.
else is on the PS5
Well,
that we own. Anyways, so the other shows that are coming out in 2023 are Echo, though
Uh-huh.
there's no release
Dolphin?
date. It just says 2023.
Yeah.
And Agatha, Coven of Chaos, which
not even acknowledge us.
What did you say? Echo what?
The dolphin.
No.
no, I was
No,
that,
the
I was ignoring you
superhero.
guys.
Echo
And
the
so
Bunny
if you
Man.
guys had seen WandaVision or Hawkeye,
Tastes like
these
sugar.
shows would have some more
The dude that we didn't see this year.
significance.
We're-
Yeah,
Wait, so Echo's coming out in what?
2023.
But
What else?
And Agatha, Coven of Darkness.
oh, it's fine.
Or Coven of Chaos.
Although Catherine Hahn is a gem.
So you even know who that is.
Well, yeah, but you should definitely watch WandaVision before you watch Agatha: Coven of Darkness
Yes,
because you're
it-
probably
It'll make a
I
lot
didn't
more
watch
sense.
WandaVision before I went and saw Doctor Strange.
You didn't need to.
I think it would have helped.
I
I
mean,
mean, it's a pretty big part of Doctor Strange.
yeah, but no, they totally went backwards though. So it's like it doesn't even matter now at this point, unfortunately.
well.
We just
You know-
look at Doctor Strange and WandaVision separately. They're just separate.
Can we talk about other things now?
Yeah. So Spider-Man across the universe, across the
Yes.
Spider-Verse, excuse me,
Into the
comes out
Spider
in June.
Verse.
Yep. Well,
What's up,
it was in
Danger?
the Spider-Verse and now across the Spider-Verse, and that looks amazing. I'm excited about that one.
Talking
got at
about
least-
like stellar art and animation.
Yeah.
Spider-Verse is
Mhm.
just so cool.
It is, and we've been waiting for this one because it was supposed to come out in October of last year,
Oh,
and then it got moved to February, and now it's gotten moved again to June because I think
To
they want it
June.
as a big summer release, which
Yeah.
is fine with me.
yeah,
I'm okay with that.
me too.
I think that means they think it's good. When they moved it to February, I got nervous because usually that's not a great time slot for a movie.
You could
So-
go see it the same weekend you go see Cocaine Bear.
Or Quantumania.
Oh, that
Or Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
okay.
I
This
forgot
is my
about that
favorite-
movie.
Dungeon and Dragons story right now. Chris Pine and Hugh Grant are doing press right now.
Because they're both in that movie.
There we go.
Right.
Hugh Grant was recently in Glass Onion where he plays Daniel Craig's husband.
Yes.
And The interviewer asked him something about that, and Hugh Grant was like, "Yeah, I'm married to James Bond." And you just see like Chris Pratt kind of do like this
Chris
double take,
Pine.
and he's like, "You are, man? That's amazing. Good for you." Like, totally convinced in real life, Hugh Grant and Daniel Craig are married. Like, it's
Yeah.
so wholesome because he's just like being so supportive. He's like, "That's amazing, man." But it's just like, dude,
Yeah, if he was really being supportive, he would have seen his friend's movie.
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
It's just
No,
very cute.
yeah, that is cute and it's fun. And you said Chris Pratt, not Chris Pine, but I want to make sure we understand it was Chris Pine and not
Yeah,
Chris
Pine.
Pratt.
Oh,
Yeah. I don't
I'm
know
so
that Chris
sorry.
Pratt would have been quite as supportive.
I mean, nobody calls Chris Pratt Chris. They just call him, what do they say? Pratt or CP. That was his big thing this year.
All right. Anyways, this is not that
Okay,
type of
we are.
podcast tonight.
Again, we're falling into things that make our heart sad in 2023.
Sorry. I manifested this by bringing it out.
wow, Steph.
But
Anyways,
Dungeons and Dragons looks pretty good.
it looks so cute.
Let's all go see
Yeah.
it together, you guys.
Well,
No.
yeah, and then
The cast looks great.
no, you don't want to go see it.
She wants to see it, just not with Marlee.
Wow.
There, now who gets removed from the stream?
There was a time where only one of us had access to the buttons. Do you remember that
Might be a
time?
good time to go back to that.
Now
don't
I feel like
that.
we've got like this full rotation of where we've been on the screen. It's been kind of fun.
I think D&D is going to be hopefully an example of a movie that doesn't take itself too seriously and is just a good old fun time.
I think they've set the tone for that right up front because the main protagonist is the bard, and I feel like you're already saying like we know this is going to be over the top silly when the bard is your main, and that's nothing against people who play like that's your main is the bard class. I'm not trying to, but in a movie you typically want like a fighter or a ranger up front. So like Aragorn,
the dragon.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was on her that time. I can't. If you're gonna confuse Aragon and Aragorn, you just can't.
Ah! Blake disappeared.
Blake has to go release our dog from the bathroom because he locked himself in there.
Oh.
So 2023 will be the year that we get the answer to who let the dogs out. It was Blake.
It was Blake.
Blake
Who?
let the dogs out.
Who?
Blake.
Who?
Stop that.
Blake. All right.
Wow.
Well, since Blake has stepped away, this is a good time to talk about the DC movies that are coming out this year.
Oh,
including
wait.
Flashpoint.
Let's not talk about
What DC
that.
movies?
Well, the new Flash movie is coming out,
Is it?
and yeah,
Is it? Do we
I
have
thought
a
we were
release
going to keep
date?
it light.
I
and
will
fun
tell
and-
you, I would rather watch Hawkeye than the new Flash movie. And you can take that to the bank.
but Shazam, Furies of the
Oh,
Gods.
Shazam looks
Shazam.
fantastic.
Yeah, that one looks like a lot of fun.
But here's the thing.
No.
I don't want to go and watch these movies and be invested in them.
March.
No, you want to know what the thing is that I'm a little bit upset about? I read somewhere that while like they've cut everybody, like Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot, all of except Ezra Miller, and they're saying that the Flash
Ezra
movie
Miller.
is good enough that they might keep him around to play the Flash, and that is infuriating.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't understand.
Out of all the
Why does it say that Grant Gustin is listed in the cast?
For the Flashpoint,
Yeah, because
Come on.
it'll be a big crossover thing.
it's supposed to have Ben Affleck. It's supposed to have
It's
Mike
more
Guys.
Keaton. It's supposed to have every version of the Flash.
What site are you seeing that on that he's listed in the cast?
Google.
well, you can't trust those people.
I mean, to be honest, Ezra Miller showed up in the Flash TV show.
Yeah, he did.
So it
Oh,
wouldn't
did he?
surprise
I
me
stopped
if-
watching years ago.
It wouldn't
But I-
surprise me if Grant Gustin shows up as like a cameo.
The story of Flashpoint involves multiple worlds, kind of like, the Quantumania.
Nope.
Nope.
Kind
No.
of like Multiverse of Madness.
There, okay, that's what I was
Yeah,
going for.
that's
I'm
probably
so
better.
sorry.
Get on our level.
So it involves multiple worlds, so it would make sense that there might be a world where good Flash lives, Grant Gustin, and then where Little Shrimp's lazy man. I don't know. I
Ezra
want to
Miller?
say other words, but I just came up with those words to describe Ezra Miller, who I don't know why, out of all the people in the franchises, who they want to put their horse behind.
I don't know. I keep trying to tell
Put
myself
their
that
wagon
James
behind
Gunn
because he's the horse.
and
How
Peter
do analogies
Safran that
work? I just spoke all over you, so please say what you said
no,
again.
it's all right. It's fine when you do it. I can't do it to you or Marlee, but it's fine when you guys do it to us. So, but no, Peter
But see, the difference is
Safran.
I then ask you to talk again.
I do too. If I've ever interrupted you guys, I always okay.
Anyway, please say what
I'm just
you were gonna
hoping there's
say,
a
Jake.
master plan and vision behind it all. I don't know what it is yet.
It's poop is what it is.
And see,
Well-
that's the problem. Is I have a hard time getting excited
Yeah,
because they
I'm
haven't
with you.
told us. They don't have to tell us the whole plan. I don't need
No.
to, but I need to know that there is a plan, and I need to know that the things I'm going to give them money to go see and be invested in aren't just a waste of my time.
Blake, I feel like you're coming in with all of the Last Jedi takes today. Like that's the whole Poe argument. Poe didn't need to know the whole plan. You just need to know that there was.
James
Blake
Gunn
Scott.
did a really good job with Marvel. Maybe he could do that with DC.
I think it's just
He's
gotten
had a
off on
rocky
the
start.
Yeah, I'm like, it's gotten off on the wrong foot though by like pulling all these different people away from the project that we were all like excited for and got hyped for, especially
Yeah.
recently.
Well, and part of that is that Dwayne The Rock Johnson was trying to take over DC. Apparently, that was his
Yeah.
whole plan. And unfortunately, you've got to make a better movie than Black Adam to try to take over a whole franchise.
Yeah, he changed the hierarchy. That was his
Yeah.
goal, and he did it.
Yeah, but I don't think that his goal was to do it the way that he did it.
No, not at all.
No.
Do you know what
I'll go
other
ahead.
comes out this year? The year we're in?
What?
The year of our Lord
20
2023?
Yeah.
Super Mario Brothers.
Oh
Another
yeah.
controversial movie.
No.
Here we come.
Okay, yeah, that was controversial.
Mushroom Kingdom. Here we come.
But we have to. I feel
That's
like
also starring CP.
Yep. CP.
Jack Black has to be. So yes,
The entire cast. Perfection.
Jack Black,
Except for the main guy.
He has to be
Go
the
ahead.
best casting choice for Bowser that I've ever seen.
So here's the thing.
I'm so excited for him as
I
Bowser.
am actually on board with CP as Mario. I like it. I'm okay with it. I don't need the original Mario voice for a 2-hour movie. I think I would go insane.
Yeah. I think
I
that's
don't know.
one thing.
Like
I'm
amongst my
torn.
friends, I'm in the minority in that. So
I
I'm
feel like
torn
there's
here.
a but, though.
no,
But don't butcher things by saying "Here we come" when obviously Mario says things like "Here we go."
yeah.
Okay, well, first of all, the original voice of Mario, and I'm sorry, I don't know the actor's name.
Charles
But I know-
Martinet, I think is his name.
Yeah, he's not Italian, and
No.
I don't know that his Italian accent is really that like sensitive to people who
Authentic?
are Italian
Yeah.
at all. But I think that you've got a good point, Blake. He's great when you're playing a video game and you get the little catchphrases from Mario. But for a 2-hour long movie, I don't know that I could take catchphrase after catchphrase.
if
And
you
I don't
think
know that he
about
could do
it,
more than that.
Mario in the games never has dialogue. He just
Yeah.
has little quips and moments that he says when something
Ow.
happens. He
Yeah.
never when the dialogue comes on, it's you just read it on the screen.
Ow, whoa, whoa, whoa,
And that's
whoa.
not
Like
to say that
yeah.
he couldn't do it. You know, I'm
Yeah.
sure he
And
can.
maybe he could, and I'm sure I don't know if it would. And like I'm a supporter of like it kind of stinks that he's got that role taken away from him. Not
Yeah.
taken away from him, but because it has been his for so long. But at the same time, I don't know that he could do a 2-hour movie. So I don't know.
But then the flip side to that is people are upset that okay, we're fine sacrificing him as the voice. But then why do we get Chris Pratt? And
Yeah.
my attitude to that is like, well, why not? Like, I think he's going to do a great job. He's been in lots of great voice acting movies already. He was really good in the Lego movie. He's really good in
Yeah.
Onward. He has the resume to show that he can carry an animated film. So I think to have him isn't an unrealistic choice.
I just
Tom Holland.
Yeah, Tom Holland for everything.
no.
Tom Holland could have been Mario. He could have been Bowser. He could have been Toad.
I almost
Of
I
all
almost
those, he
asked-
could have been Toad.
I think Tom Holland is a great Peter Parker because he still looks like he's 17, and that works right now. I think he'd be great if he wanted to be in the Superman movies, because if they needed like a Jimmy Olsen, he'd be great for a Jimmy Olsen. I don't see him as Mario.
No.
That's fair.
Sorry. I was going to ask why couldn't they get Bob Hoskins, and then I looked it up, and he passed away in 2014. So I'm glad I didn't ask that, because he has passed away. And anyway, he was a talented actor. He played Mario in the original Super Mario Brothers movie. For those wondering why I went there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
What his brother was Luigi's John Leguizamo?
Yeah, John Leguizamo
They
was
should have gotten
Luigi.
him to play Mario.
Well, he's Luigi.
Yeah.
Not in this one.
He is in the old. Never mind.
Anyways, it looks fun.
It does.
Looks.
Okay, here's my thing with this movie. You need to sit down with a 6-year-old and watch them watch the trailer. Because if you do that with our daughter, her face just lights up and you can just see the magic in her eyes. And this movie is Mario is real now. Yeah. And I think you have to realize they're making this movie not for us.
It's for our
kids.
I think children of us.
I think that's hard because those of us that have been with Mario from the beginning, all we got was the Super Mario Brothers movie in the 90s.
Right.
And so it's hard that this isn't made, but you're right. It is made. And when my son watches those previews, he's really, really excited for the movie.
Yeah.
Out of all video games, Mario has surpassed, I think, probably the best. I mean, even like other kind of more anime, like Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, those Ratchet and Clank, those haven't lived up the way that Mario has just generation after generation played.
They all tried to copy what made Mario successful.
Yeah.
And haven't been able to duplicate it. Sonic comes close.
Sonic, and the fact that they made the 2 Sonic movies, which I think both are gems.
Yeah.
It's great too.
But Mario's been around for a long time, and it's stupid because he's a plumber that gets into this mushroom kingdom, and like that shouldn't work. On paper, nothing about Mario should work and be cool, but it totally is. So.
And this princess who keeps getting kidnapped by a dinosaur turtle guy.
Mario realized that she wants to be kidnapped.
Well, and then when they're not, like when he's not rescuing her, they're doing things like playing at the Olympics together. It's very real world. Like obviously they're politically not aligned, but then when the Olympics come, they're playing together and it's fine.
I saw a TikTok the other day and it was the guy and he was listing all the movies that he thinks will break $1 billion in 2023. And he was like on the fence with Mario. What do you guys think? I think it will for sure break $1 billion.
I don't know. I don't know that there's been an animated movie that's broken $1 billion. Like that's hard for.
I know Minions has.
Really?
Oh, Minions.
Yeah.
Oh, good heavens.
And this is Illumination, same company, same.
If Minions has, and I don't, then I think that they can do it. I think it's harder for, like the big superhero tentpole movies are the ones that will get $1 billion pretty easy.
Yeah.
Top Gun Maverick made it last year because it was in the theater from May through December 31st.
I still never saw it.
Me neither.
Oh, it's pretty good. I like Top Gun Maverick.
I heard that from everyone.
Yep. Same.
Avatar: Way of Water just surpassed $1 billion. Or one article I read today said 1.7 million.
James Gunn just buying ticket after ticket for not James Gunn, James Cameron buying tickets for his own movie.
Okay, let me just say this about Avatar, and we're not talking about Avatar because it didn't come out in 2023. It came out in 2022. People keep saying like, why it's not a good movie. It's not that. You have to go see it in 3D, and that's the thing is it's the experience. And so if you have to go see it in 3D, that's a more expensive ticket, and you really do have to experience it. Like you need to go see it in 3D, and that Like, it isn't one that I'm gonna buy and want to watch over and over again, but I enjoyed the experience of seeing it in the theater.
It's so funny you say that because Steph asked Marlee if she was going to see it. And Marlee's like, I might wait till it's like on a streaming service. And we both were like, why? You're missing
No, at
the
that
point.
Yeah, at that
'Cause
point,
I
it's
didn't
really
wanna-
long.
Yeah. I'm like, if anything, I want to be able to pause it and take bathroom breaks.
Well, but here's the thing. It's a long movie. It's 3 hours long,
Yes.
right? And if you're sitting it and watching it at home, yeah, you can pause it and take bathroom breaks. But the story's better in this one than it is in the original, but there's not enough story that's going to keep you occupied for 3 hours. It works in 3D in the theater because the whole time you're like, I don't want to leave this experience. This looks so cool and I feel like I'm immersed in this experience. Anyway, that's why it works. That's why it's already made $1 billion, almost 2. So
Maybe I'll go see it soon. I actually do have some free movie tickets, so
But anyways, my hot
Just need to
take
go
is
watch it.
Mario will easily surpass $1 billion.
I don't know
I
about
think-
easily, but I
I don't know if it will.
think it's possible.
We'll revisit this.
We'll revisit, and then you guys will all owe me $1 billion.
Yep, that's
Well,
how that
we're
works.
I will owe you $1 billion high fives.
I don't even want to pay that. That's a lot of high
That
fives.
feels like it breaks someone's hand.
Over time, it
March,
didn't say how soon.
March 1st, 2023, Mandalorian season 3 starts again.
Oh yeah.
Well, not starts again. Mandalorian starts
Starts
again
up.
with season 3, yes. With Pedro Pascal. He's busy this year. It could be the year of
The
Pedro.
real Mandalorian season 3 is starting up.
Yes.
Not to be confused with the other one.
Book of Boba Fett, which was season 2.5. So,
You
and
guys
I'm
haven't
excited
seen
for
that one either.
No,
No.
we never
I
finished
just finished.
Mandalorian.
I just finished
Season
Andor,
2.
you guys. It was really good.
Hey, we have a podcast episode on that. If you
I
go back a few
know.
episodes.
I need to go listen to it
That-
now that I don't have
that
spoilers.
podcast episode, listen, you guys need to go watch it and listen to it because it has the
Yes.
most confusing rating at the end when it comes down to mine and Colin's ratings.
I gotta go listen to this. I purposely waited until I had seen the show.
Andor was good. I get it. It wasn't my favorite. And I kind of say that in the show, and it sounds like I'm being very negative about it. And Colin sounds like he's being very positive. Then we get to the ratings, and he rated it lower than I did. It was weird. So,
I'm looking forward to this.
yeah. I shouldn't have told you what happened, listeners, because then you're not
Yeah.
going to go listen.
I need to
Spoiler
know
alert.
why.
We can spoil everything but our own podcast.
That's right, because we want you to go watch and listen to the podcast. But I'm excited for Mandalorian season 3. I will say that. We'll see what happens with
I am
Grogu.
too.
I have a question. Thinking
Yes.
really fast for everybody. I'm putting them on the spot. What is a book you're excited that comes out next or this year?
I know the answer.
And mine is Lightbringer, which is the
Lightbringer.
6th book in the Red Rising series.
Yay!
I'm like so excited. The last book came out in 2019. So it's been 4 years.
No, it was
and
2018.
I looked it up.
Was it
Amazon
2019?
Said, Amazon said 2019, but I didn't like research it. So I
No,
was like,
you're
when
right.
did this come out? So
It was 2019. 'Cause I
anyways,
was living
that-
here.
it's been a minute and I'm excited.
Are you going to sit down and read it or get? Because I don't know how soon an audio version
Yes,
is
He
going
was
to be
he was
available.
going to
Yes.
stand up and read it mostly, just stand in the corner.
I will sit down, I will stand up, I will walk, I will
And
listen.
read the physical book is what I'm asking.
Okay, people think I'm crazy, but actually my favorite thing to do is read and listen at the same time.
That's not crazy.
I love
That's
it.
not crazy because
not.
you get it in two different inputs,
Yeah.
audio and visual, and it sticks better.
It's my favorite way to read. So
Yeah.
that's how I will do my first read of the book. Yes.
That's my favorite way to read. I just can't manage it most of the time, unfortunately. But that one should be really good.
But you haven't read the other two yet, have you? The
I
two
am reading
after
Iron
trilogy?
Gold. I'm reading Iron Gold right now.
Okay.
Ah,
I'm hoping to have it done by next weekend.
Ooh. Are you enjoying
So-
it?
It's taking me a minute to get into it. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
yep.
I'm
That's
struggling
normal.
to get into it. So,
That's normal.
and I think that's been, and I started it a few months ago, thinking I'll just because I enjoy the other 3 really quite a bit. And I started that one and I just couldn't get into it. So I had to put it down and do some other things. And now I'm going back to it and hoping to get through it. So
I'll also be that annoying person. And for me, the new, it's not a trilogy now because he's making 4 books. So what is that? A quadrilogy? I don't know.
Except trilogy.
No, I don't know what
That
you
would
call
be
it.
7, wouldn't it?
Quad.
Anyways, whatever it is,
Yeah.
the new era of books, I think, really benefit from a reread. They get a lot better on your second read.
Yes,
Because
I agree.
You already know kind of what's going on and you pick up more details. I feel that way with Sanderson books too.
Yeah, I agree with that.
reread Era 2 of Mistborn to get ready for the Lost Metal.
I enjoyed it a lot more.
Better. So
yeah, I agree with that. And even Way of Kings for me was easier to get through the second time than it was the first time because I knew where it was going.
Yeah.
And what it was building to. And sometimes for me, if a book's hard to get into, but it finishes strong, I'll have an easier time the second time I read it because I know where it's going.
And I definitely feel like with the second era of Red Rising, it gets better and better and better. So,
yep. When does that one come out?
In June. And end of June. So it was supposed to be, I think, in March, but it got pushed back again, which is whatever. But
yeah,
I'm just excited that it's happening still. So
yeah, the book.
Oh, finally.
And this isn't, maybe it's a spoiler. I'll try to say this without being too spoilery. The most current book we have is called Dark Age. And it's very, very, very heavy and depressing. And so I'm hoping that Lightbringer has some moments in it that are like hopeful, you know?
Would you say it's dark?
It's very dark. And so I'm hoping that the next book gives us a little bit of a reprieve of sadness. I'm begging to do that. So we'll see.
Yeah. I think that's exciting. I like at least the first trilogy. Like I said, I'm reading the 4th one now. I think these are very creative books. I think Pierce Brown's a great author and good stories. So that's exciting that he's got something else coming out. So book-wise for me, it's all about the year Sanderson. Like we joked about it at the beginning, but I am excited for the 4 books that are coming out, especially now that I've read the first one. I feel like, okay, because I was like, okay, he wrote 4 books in like a 2-year span.
How good
secretly, which means that like he didn't get editors and stuff involved until after the drafts were done. And like, I don't know, how good are they really going to be? But the first one was pretty good. So
how long are they? Are they his typical chunky book?
Well, they're short for him.
Okay.
Tress is 384 pages, so it was about 13 hours audiobook.
Okay. So a normal book.
Yeah, so a normal book for anyone else.
Yeah.
But like I just finished Words of Radiance in December, and that was like a 48-hour audiobook.
Yeah.
So it was considerably shorter.
Yeah.
But then I look at other books and I'm like, oh, Sanderson has ruined me when I buy books through Audible because I'm like, I don't want to waste a credit on that. It's only 12 hours long.
I will not buy books under 10 hours.
Yeah.
You're so funny. That's hysterical. So what book are you excited about?
Well, mine was probably the new Red Rising. I don't really have a series that a lot of the series I was reading came out with new books last year, actually. But I did just look at a list that said Pam Anderson is releasing an autobiography. So I might read
like the actress?
Yes.
Okay.
And
you know she's got a ghostwriter. There's no way she's writing a book. That sounds awful. I don't want to sound judgmental, but every celebrity that does an autobiography, I'm like, they've got a ghostwriter. I want that gig where I'm just like, I'll write your book. I don't need credit. Just pay me the money.
Yeah, I would do that.
Yeah.
You know, I too am very excited for Lightbringer, but like the only other book I can think of that is coming out this year that I'm excited for, and I have to put a little plug in here because one of my good friends wrote a book. Yeah, and I think she's gonna release the second one this year. She's also having a baby in a couple months, so. But I think most of her novels written. Anyways, her first book is called an absolute bloody disaster, and it's fantasy fiction. There's vampires. So if you're into that kind of thing, it was actually a really fun book. And then her second one is A Ruthless Bloody Betrayal, if I remember right.
Sounds right.
But anyways, her name's Lindsay Clement. So again, if you're into fantasy fiction involving vampires,
And
you've got a good,
like indie authors.
yeah, exactly.
Local indie. Well, she's kind of local.
Also,
Yeah.
we don't know where our listeners are. What if they're in Zimbabwe?
No,
Yeah.
Is Utah local to Zimbabwe, Blake?
I don't know. No,
Local to us.
Anyways.
Local to us. I know I did a panel with Lindsay at FanX this last year.
Mhm.
She seems
Yeah,
really great.
so I'm sure she's going to release her book. I would imagine this fall.
Does
think
she
she's
have
gonna
an
try.
audio version?
No.
No, but I told her she needs to.
Tell her I'll read it for her. I have a really
Yeah.
great voice.
Well, and next
You
week
tell
on
her.
our episode, we'll talk about why some indie authors don't have an audio version and why it may not be worth it for them.
Exactly.
Guys, just
So there's another
dropped so
plug
many
for that
breadcrumbs.
episode. I do also want to say like tonight it's been really interesting to hear the stuff that you and Steph like to specify, Marlee, because it's not just fantasy but fantasy fiction, just in case people were confused between fantasy fiction and fantasy nonfiction, all the non-fiction fantasy books that are out there.
I'm really into non-fantasy fiction. It's my favorite. It's my favorite genre.
I told you, real magic broomsticks.
I had a client and we were talking about
Oh.
historical fiction and it like didn't register in his head how there's historical fiction.
Yeah, and I get
Oh.
that. Like that isn't, if you say this is a historical book, I'm going to assume it's nonfiction unless you say historical fiction. But usually when someone says fantasy, I'm going to assume that it's fiction. Shoot, I
You
got
know
the
what
wrong
assuming
version of A History of Quidditch. I got the nonfiction version of History
Dang
of
it.
Quidditch instead of the fiction version.
Oh,
No,
goodness.
that's exciting. I hope it goes well for Lindsay. She seems awesome, and that sounds really interesting. The vampire aspect of it.
Yeah,
So-
I've read a lot of vampire fantasy fiction. and also a lot of like movies and TV shows and stuff. And
Yeah.
she did a really good job.
And I think
really
I asked her, like, it's real vampires. It's not sparkly vampires. I think I
Yes,
asked her that at
you
the
did.
panel.
You did.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yes.
there's your real fantasy fiction there, Jake.
Okay.
Real
nice.
vampires.
Fantasy fiction.
Real vampires.
Fantasy fiction. Fantasy fiction.
Fantasy-
Okay,
Fantasy
so
fiction.
I feel like vampires is something you could say real vampires opposed because vampires have a lore and a history, even though it's all fiction. I get it, but they have a lore that's been established
it,
over
though?
hundreds of years on like what you should expect with vampires. And then if you come in and say no, they stay out of the sunlight because in the sunlight they actually sparkle instead of die. Like you can't just change stuff like that.
You've
That
got to
makes them fake
support our
vampires.
all local indie authors.
Like Stephanie Myers.
Our local indie author, Stephanie Meyer.
She okay. No,
These are not vampires. Real vampires.
not real vampires.
Mm-mm.
Not my vampire.
Ah,
Anyway.
not real vampires.
Oh goodness.
Monsters.
Real monsters.
Really.
Anyway, oh my goodness.
Also, the new Wonka movie is coming out featuring Timothée Chalamet.
That's a real
That-
thing?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's a
that guy's in
prequel.
everything.
Oh.
It's how he enslaved the Loompas.
Oh.
I
Or
don't think it is, but
But
Well,
it is.
yeah.
I mean, that's got to be part of his backstory.
How else did he get them?
No,
I don't
Did-
think they're enslaved. I think they're
You think he
Okay,
pays them?
Let's not get into this. No,
No.
we don't know the lore of Oompa Loompas, so we shouldn't make assumptions.
we do a little bit in the new Charlie and the Chocolate Factory that Tim Burton directed. He talks about how he got the Oompa Loompas to work for him. He rescued them
Yeah, he
and then brought them
rescued
to the factory. He rescued them from a different tyrant type person and brought them to the factory where they now work for free.
Yeah, Roald Dahl is
So-
from England, and they like to rescue a lot of other countries' peoples as well.
All
Yep,
right,
that's
Steph.
what they do.
Taking it to it's too real now. I liked it when it was fiction.
Listen, we like fantasy fiction, not fantasy nonfiction. All right.
Jeez.
Bring it back.
Well, there we go. Never mind. I was going to make a comment and that would have made it more real. So we'll keep going. Not on that topic. Well, what else is there that you guys are looking forward to? I don't know. Like, I'll be honest. I looked at this episode. Here's where I was at when I looked at this episode. I said, I don't know that I've really sat down and made a list of like everything that I'm looking forward to in 2023. So I don't know that I've contributed as much as I want, except to snide comments and remarks, and I apologize.
I mean, you talked about Sanderson.
I did talk about
And
Sanderson,
you brought
which
up
is what I do on every
Mandalorian.
episode. I did bring up Mandalorian. Creed
I
3, I'm
feel-
looking forward to that.
What?
Creed 3
Oh, okay.
with half naked Michael B. Jordan.
I don't know if it counts, but like outside of our pop culture things, I don't know. I'm excited to like see things happen in my job and my family, and I don't know. Does that count?
No.
The look Steph gave as you said outside of our pop culture thing, and it was like, what else would there be to look forward to?
What else could we possibly have going on?
And then
Like-
he dives into my job and my family and like
Like
all
I've
good
got
things.
some hobbies I'm excited about. I got a 3D printer that I'm gonna start using. I don't know what.
I thought you already had a 3D printer.
Well, I got a new one,
He has a resin
Oh.
and a PLA one.
so that's
Just
exciting.
make sure the resin's well ventilated.
Great.
I will. It's in this room actually, and I've got a big
That
window.
room is. Oh, okay. I'm like, that room is okay. Yeah.
And then Stephanie was in a car accident, and so she needs to get her car fixed.
Oh, when
Oh,
did you get in a car accident,
Someone
Steph?
just backed into me in a parking lot.
Well, did they do it on purpose?
I mean, I don't think they did, and they tried to make it seem like
Okay.
it was my fault.
And
But
were you
when
both
she
in
says
your
backed
car?
in, you're imagining right now like a dent in her car at most. Like the whole side of her car is smashed in. The passenger door does
gosh.
not open.
So did they T-bone you as they backed into you?
Yes.
Oh my
Well, they
gosh.
T-boned my passenger side.
I've had that happen. When my wife and I were first married, someone backed right into. I was in a little Elantra, and they were in a big, Suburban, and backed right in. And the whole back passenger side door was completely destroyed.
But I'm excited because she has a
But-
scratch on that side of her car, separate from this
nice.
accident. So that's gonna get repaired.
Perfect.
2023, starting off right.
Starting off right.
Yep, that's what I call getting backed into. Starting it off.
I mean,
right.
it's not my car, so I don't have to worry about it.
That is true.
Well, hopefully they can fix it and without any issues.
Yeah.
Just I
hopefully
hope
they
you
keep-
got their hopefully you got their insurance information and all of that, because we were dumb when it happened to us, because we were young. This was the first time anything like that happened, and lady was like, my husband works in a body shop and we'll get it fixed, and it took like 6 months and it was a
Oh.
nightmare. So don't do that.
Oof.
No, we got the info.
Oh
and
no,
she's gonna pay.
Steph called
Yeah.
the fuzz and everything. So
Nice.
yeah,
Now, when you called the police, this is important to me. When you called the police, did you move your car out of like the roadway area, or did you leave it like right where it happened because you felt like
No,
they
I-
needed to see the evidence?
I did move it.
Good. It bugs me so much when people get in a little fender bender
and they just
like
there?
they leave their car there waiting for the police to come, and it totally blocks traffic, and you're like, you can move it. Like, you don't need to leave. Like, it's not like they're going to come there with forensics and like figure out the
We need the
trajectory of your car
fingerprints.
compared to theirs.
I know. I
Yeah.
had to draw a diagram, and the cop was literally like, "You can use squares and circles."
Were you going into like doing like a whole car with like wheels and everything stuff?
No, I was not. I used a square and a circle, and I felt really stupid because what I drew is a square, and then arrows going around a corner, and then the other car backing into me, because that's what happened. So I'm like, I wrote it, and then I drew that.
Well,
Nice.
we're glad that you're safe and you weren't
Thank you.
hurt.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm glad that you're going to get the scratch on your car fixed along with the rest of the door that's now crushed in. So
Correct.
I'm-
Thank you.
I'm hoping that as the Age of Geek family, we do more fun events this year,
yeah,
like the trivia night. That was been like my favorite thing we've done.
that was a lot
Um,
of fun.
The bad
So
movie night
sad.
when we watched Sharknado last year.
That one was
great.
good.
Wow, people other than movies that make us need to do more in the community outreach.
Definitely. And
I do
speaking
know
of
that we are planning on doing more with the community outreach at Movies That Make Us. So
speaking of them, I'm very proud of Tracy right now doing his race
yeah,
in Disney World.
Oh
I've been
yeah.
keeping track of that on Facebook.
so every year
Mhm.
Tracy goes down, and he's talked about this on the show. So if you're not listening to Movies That Make Us, then what are you doing with your life? But he tries the Dopey Challenge, which is a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, and a marathon, uh, all over 4 days. So each day is a different race, and he did really well this year, and we're really proud of him. And he raised $5,000 for charity through his
He's
efforts.
just
So
one of my favorite humans, and I just love. He always posts on social media. He's like, I know nobody cares about this, but I was at the Olympic Oval today, and I've been racing. And I'm like, no, I care. Like,
yeah, like
please keep telling me. I love hearing this. So
Tracy's one of the most humble people I know, and does so much to uplift like everyone else around him. And I just think he's incredible. I'm fortunate to work with him and Val on Movies That Make Us. Val's also a wonderful person. I don't want you to feel like you're being left out, Val. You're
I was
also
gonna say,
amazing
is
and
this the
wonderful.
way we're gonna get people to listen to our podcast? Is just love bomb them and see if they heard us?
Val, I don't know you as well as Tracy, so I apologize for not saying anything about you. If you're
No. I just that was on me because I'm like, I love working with Tracy. I also really love working with Val.
yes.
This is Tracy's moment because he's racing, and I think anyway, I made it weird. I'm sorry. But wouldn't it be great, Steph, if there was a show or something on the internet where everybody was just love bombing everything instead of like tearing everything down? I'm game for that.
Yeah, we tear
Aw,
down Michael
yes.
Bay, but we don't tear down each other.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Transformers comes out this year and it looks lame.
We already talked. Did we not talk?
We talked a whole thing about Transformers.
I think we did that before we started recording.
Oh, we may have.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited about the new format for cutscenes and cupcakes this season. They have
Yeah, you guys
new
have a
thing
huge
coming
plan
out.
going on with cutscenes and cupcakes.
Yeah, we
Explain,
do.
Marlee.
Yeah, I'll explain.
Do it now.
Yeah, we wanted to put the focus back on like the quality of the games and also like some fun behind the scenes things and like what went into them rather than just what we liked about them. We'll still be doing that, but we just wanted to go into a little more depth. And so we're going to have like a featured game each month and then have an episode on that where we review that. And then we'll also do a behind the scenes episode, and then we'll also do a side mission because we still love our side mission episodes. We gotta include those lesser games, as I like to call them.
Our missions.
I like the
Yes,
missions.
and then yay, and then the other week we want to incorporate more guests on our show.
Yes.
And so we'll have guests come on to talk about a specific gaming topic, whether it relates to the featured game of the month or not. We just want to have some people come on our show and have a good time.
Yeah, so if any of our listeners are work in the gaming industry, voice actors, streamers, just really like a specific game that they want to talk to us about,
or feel passionately about some sort of gaming topic,
we would love to have more people on and hear more about other people's journey of gamings.
So where should they contact you?
Cutscenesandcupcakes.com. Nope. Cutscenesandcupcakes@gmail.com.
That's your email.
That's our email. You can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, and on our Discord.
Yes.
Yeah. You guys have done a much better job than Movies That Make Us has to get stuff going on the Discord for Age of Geek. We don't have anything really on there, guys. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Our Discord is popping.
Your Discord is popping. Like the
hot
other day
place.
when you guys asked everybody what order you should do those episodes in, I think you got some really good feedback from no one.
Definitely.
Yes. Some great
The
feedback.
best feedback.
Very productive feedback.
Lots of stuff going on. I hope we have some more stuff that we can announce that Age of Geek will be doing as far as community outreach kind of stuff. Movies That Make Us has some stuff going on. February, I know January is like the worst month, and we know that it's just so blah. And so we are doing fun movies in January to get you through the month. And then February, we are doing 00 February. So we are going to go through all of Daniel Craig's James Bond movies
Oh,
in February.
fun.
So some things to look forward to there.
Yay.
This episode's really long. One of our goals was to shorten our episodes. We did not do that this time. I'm sorry.
Well, you just kept asking what else should we talk about, so I thought I'd keep going.
No, I appreciate that. No, that's
and then
really
you
good.
had us plug our own shows. Like, how dare you?
Sorry.
Wow, Blake just
What?
taking over.
Hold on. I was not complaining about any of the content or what we did. I'm just saying we ended up
It
going
was-
over quite a bit.
Oh.
So
Just cut out all
Anyway.
that stuff about no, leave it all in.
yeah, I'm gonna leave it all in. I'm not. This is going to be a quick and
Wow.
dirty edit because I'm not going to work on it at all tomorrow, so I've got to get it done tonight. So it's all staying in.
I don't know when I'll edit. Probably tomorrow.
Yeah.
I hope it's
But
tomorrow
it'll
at least.
also be very quick and very dirty.
Mm.
Anyway, thank you so much for listening, everyone. Please join us on our Discord. We flashed that up there, I don't know, 17 times. So
Do it again. Do it again.
We also
Yay!
appreciate you listening and stop that. Would love to hear about what you're excited to see or watch or play or do in 2023.
make sure that you follow us on whatever podcast podcast service you listen through, or subscribe to our channel here on YouTube. Make sure you mark that notification bell so that you get notifications when new videos drop.
Sounds
And
like
on this particular,
ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
that is not what it sounds like. Doesn't sound like that at all.
Nope.
But make sure you like this video and leave a comment as well. That just puts us up higher in algorithms and things like that, so more people see it. Comment below with what you're looking forward to in 2023.
We'd love to hear
So-
from you.
Absolutely. And until next time, we'll see you later.
Bye.
May the geek be
This has been an Age of Geek media production.